All right, so this is a quick video on, so we keep in Canada, we have this housing crisis. Essentially in Canada, we have, 500,000 people, new people coming into Canada, and we just don't have the trades to construct a number of homes to match that demand. Imagine creating 500,000 homes. It's just not possible. So I really want to coin this. I don't think, yes, we have a housing crisis, but I think the real crisis is we just have an affordability crisis. And I want to talk on that a little bit. So Pierre Poilievre, his big platform, from what I've heard from him, only what I've heard from him, is he really wants to attack the supply side of things. So he wants to remove the red tape. He wants to be able to increase the ability to get more tradespeople. So people that are coming in their country, essentially, he's like, we're going to increase, people that can help us construct more homes. We're going to put bonuses to municipalities that can remove the red tape, and we're going to really focus on increasing supply. And mind you, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's all good. I really do. So I think increasing supply is part of the solution. However, so in the area that I live in, there was a condo in today's market where affordability is just jacked up. I think someone told me, I was speaking to someone yesterday, it was $1,200 a square foot for a condo. Okay, ridiculous. And not even in downtown Toronto in the burbs. And it's sold out, 600 units sold out in 6 days. Now, who are the people buying the units? Now, I'm sure there's some people that are buying it for their primary use, but a lot of people, one, who can afford these homes, especially in downtown, who can afford $1 million one-bedroom apartment? By the way, if you're making, right now, how it works from a mortgage perspective, to qualify, whatever your income is, it's typically around ×4. So if you're making $50,000, you can qualify for $200K. So how the heck are you going and affording a one-bedroom $1 million apartment? It's typically either the money's coming down from your parents, or it's kind of the bigger or the richer kind of the investors that are hoping for the appreciation because the government keeps on bringing in new people. So I just want to talk on the affordability. So back to the affordability. It's investors that are eating up the units. Now, Pierre Poilievre mentioned something. He was like, oh, well, some guy mentioned, he's like, man, like these landlords are increasing our rents. He's like, oh, well, the mortgage costs have increased. Well, I want to talk on that. So in most cases, people select, let's just say 5-year terms. And the amortization in Canada is 25 or 30 years. So if you're on a 25-year amortization, after 5 years, about 20% of your outstanding balance has been paid off, okay? Either through you and through your tenant. So I just think, so when their total mortgage cost is increased, yes, the interest rates right now are high, but when you have a decreasing outstanding mortgage balance, the cost of ownership hasn't increased. It's actually decreased over time. And you're only talking to those individuals, one, that still carry mortgage balances, and two, that had to renew this year or the previous year. If you had to renew during COVID, they're laughing. So this is the wild, wild west. Real estate is, it's capitalism in a nutshell. It's free markets in a nutshell. And when the government doesn't have control, it's funny that, and I also want to mention, it's funny that the government seems to want to control the news, but we don't want to control things that really Canadians need to survive: food, shelter, etc. Anyways, I do want to mention one solution that I've thought of, and I'm just surprised that the government hasn't even launched this. I'm truly surprised. I thought this was one of the fundamental solutions they would do. Number one is if you put a tax on investor homes. By the way, they've offered very cool different ways to solve the housing crisis, but they haven't launched this, and I haven't heard of this. Is if you tax kind of for an investor, if it's not your primary residence or a secondary home, and there's a tax, and essentially you make it more expensive to own that unit, then essentially you're encouraging more primary users to purchase homes. And that's another way. So you can tackle supply, which is good, but now if you decrease demand for units, prices, if you want to do the same economics, prices will also decrease. So that's something to think about, and a solution that I thought of as well. All right, bye.